Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha ha. How is everybody? Boy, doesn't Rachel look happy? Rachel Mad Cow. Everything's fine here. Really? No, really, it's fine. Anyway, I hope you all had a good evening so far. And we'll try to have an even better one tonight as we talk about what's going on. And all this stuff boomeranging on all the baddies. And it's only just beginning. It's just starting to warm up. And we got to keep our eyes open for what might come from stage left or stage right or from the lights up above our heads. You know, we got to be ready for anything during this show. No surprises. We're not going to get knocked off balance. But they sure are getting knocked off balance. How you like Joe there with his new hairdo and his new skin tone? And I got a lot of those memes. A lot of people came out with different ones. I'll put them up as I go. And if y'all want to get screenshots, but you probably get them here and there and everywhere. But I thought this was one of the funnier ones. And I just put them in there with Rachel. So I hope you all doing good and having a great night. And while people are rolling in, I want to thank my new subscribers, and I want to thank everybody who watches the broadcast afterwards. And if you think about it, give me a thumbs up. It helps the video get around. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me to go suck my head. And I hope the broadcast is stable and you all are able to hear it just fine. And with that being said, what are we getting into tonight? Hi, Sherry. How you doing? MS Motorsports, Debbie, Quilt. Nice to see you. Orange Man is good. Orange Man's good, don't you know? I think I got a meme that says that. Hi, Alvin. All right. Get you a glass of milk or crack open this, I don't know, brewski or something and relax, or get a cup of coffee. Speaking of which, I want to thank Hilarious, too, for going by buy me a coffee before I went live. It inspired me. How you doing, Wanda? So, Melvita made it in. Good to see everybody. So, I've got some video clips. I got an old clip of Clarence Thomas. And remember that kid I was talking about last time I did a picture show? I think maybe I did a picture show with him in it. But I talked about this punk kid who got 80-some thousand views in an hour, and I was saying, how's that work? And he got exposed. Well, you can go to either this guy, Liberal Hive Mind, or Piers Morgan. He's got a YouTube gig going. And it's this little kid, I forget his name. I'll put it up in a minute. I forget his name. But anyway, who's paying you? And he said, I just do my own thing, and I built my own channel. And somebody came across the campaign figures and stuff registered with the FCC, and there's his name. Yeah, he's getting help from them. Some young punk, but hey, he's 22 years old. His head's probably pumped through with a bunch of garbage. At least he's not wearing a wig and drinking a Bud Light and waiting for his bottom surgery, which could have happened to him. So, you know, I don't know what else is wrong with him, if there's time to rescue him or not. But it's awful funny. He's one of the ones who's putting out stuff totally misrepresenting the SCOTUS ruling. And I'll play a little video of him. Hi, David. How you doing? Jersey Joe, Tracy, Miss Bendersue. Nice to see you all. Quilt's here. Let's see. Yeah, all right. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Sometimes I'll say names twice because we got two people in there. I don't think we got one Quilt. So anyway, where's that little punk? Right here he is. Name. This is his video, one of his videos. Whoa, is my videos? Holy cow. I got to get some stuff off the screen so it'll work a little smoother. But anyway, here he is. Trump's campaign just threatened me on social media. I'll play it for you.
Oh, Donald Trump's campaign manager just threatened me on social media. I'm not joking. In response to the immunity decision from the Supreme Court this morning, I said on Twitter, according to the Supreme Court, Biden can now send in SEAL Team 6 to take them all out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now. And I guess the Trump campaign didn't like that very much because Trump's campaign manager, Chris Lasavita, responded to me by saying, expect a visit.
I don't know if he got a visit or not, but he deserves one. His name's Henry Sisson. I give him a little bit of is that his name? Yeah, Henry Sisson. According to the Supreme Court, Biden could send in SEAL Team 6. And we can throw that kind of rhetoric right in the lap of, what's her face? Sotomayor. I was going to put her on my thumbnail and put Simpleton under her name. And a picture of Khan, and put Crook under his name. And in the middle, I was going to have, let's see, with Joe, what I've used. I would have put this picture, another golden boy meme. That's what I'm going to call him, golden boy meme. And across his forehead, I would have wrote deep fake. I still might do that. Biden campaigns unveils new tactic to defeat Trump. So which one do you like? I show them both. I got more than that. But, one's got a red tie and one's got a blue tie. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But anyway, yeah, it was a direct threat. But what can you say when you got, wait a minute, where's she at? Where is Sotomayor? Let's see. These might be out of order, but these are some of her quotes. No, that's the last one. That's how she finished up her little talk. But we were told by Mr. T, she was one that he was thinking he might have to replace because of her blood pressure. When he uses his official powers in any way under the majority's reasoning, he will be insulated from criminal prosecution. And then this one here says, and they got a tape of her doing it. It's probably so. Well, what did Ty Cobb, even that liberal, he's like a bald-headed Santa Claus. Even Ty Cobb, that liberal, said it was histrionics coming out of her, namely hysterical, like the Freudian theory of female hysteria. If he orders the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival, immune. Organizes a military coup to hold on power, immune. What do you think Lincoln did? Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon? Immune. Can you imagine being that stupid to put something that's going to go down in history like that and then have these little kids on TikTok and YouTube repeat it? In the body of the text of the Constitution, bribes, treason, they're all laid out, okay? And impeachment is untouched, okay? It remains there. It's checks and balances, you dopey somebody, you. I won't say a bad word. But let me see. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Hey, Bubba. I'm just seeing who's in front of the court. Yvonne, how you doing? David, yeah, if he patents his hair, how you doing, Doc? Yeah, they went to his house, Wanda. Good. Good. Rattle his cage. Hi, Kim. How you doing? Rattle his cage is what I say. But anyway, he's not the only one that was spouting that kind of crap. But what can you say? It comes right from, you might as well say, the top Supreme Court justice publicly releasing that kind of ridiculous opinion. But anyway, we'll keep rubbing it in their face. Here's what Citizen Free Press put up. Is it really going to be fine, Rachel? I don't think so. From internal polling, the map would look like this. Wow. Dems, 180. Republicans, 358. Ain't that something? And let me make this a little bit bigger, but I hope this heartens you all. And you heard that Trump pulled up ahead in New Hampshire. Okay, they say in Wisconsin, he's ahead double digits. And what's her face? Is it Gretchen Whitmer? Which is the Whitmer? I put her picture up the other time I did a picture show and called her Cruella de Vil. But anyway, she put out a statement saying that if they didn't switch out Biden, that Wisconsin was lost to the Democrats. And they're down right now. They're down big time. Who can they get to spring it back up again? But I want you all to keep in mind that they're a half a year away, better than half a year away from the time they actually have to relinquish power, not just the election. January 20th, 2025 is when there's supposed to be a peaceful transfer of power, right? Yeah. So, what kind of stuff have I noticed? Like this little article right here. Look here. And this is weird coming from Sky News Australia. They're pretty solid in my book. But they put this warning out, authorities preparing for potential solar activity threats. Well, I'd be worried more about what they were saying about Russia's ability to have one NUKE up in space and everything gets shut down for a while. A good while. That's why I'm saying don't get too dependent on these phones. Well, what else did everybody get their panties in a bundle about? Here you go. Trump threatens Cheney. Chilling. Trump threatens Liz Cheney with military tribunal. Tim's take. And that's I don't click on it to watch it. I just copy it to show everybody how they're freaking out. Hi, Im, how you doing, Wayne? Sissy, how you doing? Yeah, those animals don't like fireworks, that's for sure. They shake and shiver. I had a little dog named Sally, and man, she vanished when that stuff started up. I'd have to pet her all the time till it was over. But anyway, here's what they're getting all upset about is what Trump retweeted. Here she is. Elizabeth Lynn. Reason. Oh my word. Tribunals. Myself, sounds okay to me. They've anything Mercon, Alvin brag. There, in case you want to get fight it. Play clean. I know I've mentioned it in past broadcasts. Whenever I showed thumbnails of Trump pictures in Midas Trash Network thumbnails or CNN or MSNBC, and when they played video of Trump in those, some of those channels, they had the tone of Trump's skin color as orange as they could make it, to the point where his lips would turn white in the video. Nothing like what we would observe from Right Side Broadcasting or News Nation even, or whatever. They didn't alter his skin tone, but they do it. You look at thumbnails for Midas Trash Network and other channels, and you'll see Trump's lips are actually look white. I know sometimes there's a white around his eyes, but they do it so much it's his lips even get white. But here's somebody put out a undoctored picture showing the difference. What a difference a couple of days make. That's not enhanced. That's not changed or anything. Hi, Roland. How you doing? Jersey Joe. Single songwriter Gary. Ha ha. It's H4TE. Single songwriter H4TE instead of HATE. Trust and safety doesn't like that in the rhythm. Hi, Jeffrey. Yeah, they colored the silicone. Oh, they hate holidays. That's when the patriarchy and colonialism all come together. Here you go. Here's something. Never mind what they're teaching these kids when they say down with the patriarchy. They're just saying down with families. When they're saying no colonialism, they're hearkening back to pagan days and lawless barbarianism that ran Eastern Europe, 1,000 years ago, before even the Mongols came through. They feared a god. They did not have pagan rituals. And you had Cortez land and find everything we discussed in the past in Mesoamerica. So, yeah, they just want to destroy civilization and take us back to, I guess, Moloch or whatever they're shooting for. But look here. Trump's fundraising, $331 million to $264 million. And with that, you take away the $20 million Bloomberg gave Biden, and the ones who are trying to pay him to take a powder in the race, that's probably another $20 million. Trump outpaced him by at least 30%. Hi, Awaken Trillium. How you doing? Tennessee's here. I want to thank you for helping out last night. Everybody, appreciate it. Let's see. I didn't get a video of this, but it's, some of the stuff that's going on. Whoa, here, first, Liz Cheney's reaction to her tribunal. And I like this business of dog comms that Trump put out with the puppy and with saying Joe choked like a dog. And then we have televised military tribunals. I like seeing all that kind of stuff come out. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And now we have Liz Cheney say, Donald, this is the type of thing that demonstrates yet again you are not a stable adult and are not fit for office. Well, Liz Cheney, who destroys evidence with people they're trying to prosecute? Who goes around and arrests little old ladies? Okay, who runs around the country picking up people for walking through the Capitol? Okay, and then destroys all the evidence. One of the most historic events in U.S. history. Why would you destroy that evidence? And here we have, I didn't get a clip of this either, but a delegate from Citizen Press issues warning to Democrats, we gon' blow up the party if you skip Kamala. So they got themselves in a little pickle now, don't they? Don't they? They got to figure out what to do with nasty old Joe. And over in Eastern Europe, this news service said the Democrat National Committee will consider the possibility of officially nominating Joe Biden as a candidate for the presidential election as early as July this month. This could happen on the 21st, 19 days. Well, I might as well say 18 days. So the Democrats want to, quote, put an end to the internal party talk about replacing him after the unsuccessful debate. Well, can you trust that foreign news service? Oh, yeah, because Bloomberg puts out, here it is, over the American wires, Democrats weigh mid-July vote to formally tap Biden as nominee. Party could formally nominate as early as July 21st. President's allies have pushed back on calls for a replacement. Well, I don't know how well this is going to play. And I don't like the sound of Bob Woodward's voice, but I'm going to play it anyway. But before I do that, I get to the Eastern news services out of the way. While we're focusing on this stuff, what happens? What happens? Russia twice sent Kilo attack submarine toward the Irish Sea. Unprecedented submarine moves follows Ukraine invasion in 2022. Russian sub had reportedly been chased away from Cork Harbor. Russian nuclear submarines conducted unprecedented maneuvers near Britain. Remember, they had civilians on a beach get bombed. And they said, in no uncertain terms, there would be retribution. And they know who's responsible. Okay, Bloomberg reports this. The Russian Federation has sent attack submarines to the Irish Sea at least twice to conduct military operations. Preliminarily, we are talking about submarines of the Halibut and Varsha Vayanka projects. Did I say that right? Varsha Vayanka projects? I guess I did. I'm not Russian. I don't know. The agency writes that this was an unprecedented step and forced the British Ministry of Defense to conduct maritime security operations around UK and Ireland. So don't forget, we got them off the coast of Florida, around Cuba. We got them off in the Bering Straits up in Alaska. We got them all over Hell's Half Acre. But remember when I showed Viktor Orban, a short video of Viktor Orban, and he was handing out hats. Well, he gave a nod to President Trump, and they had hats that said, "Make Europe great again." Remember that? Because Viktor Orban is going to be heading up the European Council in a rotating schedule. According to the Financial Times, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban will visit Ukraine today and meet with Zelensky. I'm sure he's going to, in Kiev, I'm sure he's going to remind Zelensky that he canceled the elections. And as far as Russia and many other countries are concerned, as of May 20th, he is a non-entity, an illegitimate leader. Okay? But anyway, this will be Orban's first visit to Kiev since the beginning of a special military operation. The visit comes a day after Hungary assumed temporary presidency of the European Council. So that's going to be interesting because Viktor Orban is one tough cookie, okay? And he tells it like it is. Of course, that makes him a dictator, but we'll see what comes out of that. And the legitimacy of the Zelensky administration is going to be called into question. But this business with Joe Biden, everybody knew who's a criminal here. And before I play this clip, and I don't know how well it's going to play, bear with me. Let me make sure I get the right one. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no, this isn't the one I want to play. That's another one. I'll go ahead and play this since I got it on the screen. I played Dana Bash, and she was technically sticking up for herself because her and fake crapper here had been getting a lot of heat. Appreciate you helping out last night. Wait a minute, somebody else was up there. So anyway, back here with this character. I got a picture of a guy over here, not Jake, but the other guy, with a mask on for the you know what, with a big Biden advertisement on it. But anyway, here's Jake pushing back against this.
With all due respect, it is not honest to say that this is just one night. There have been moments like this that people have seen in front of the cameras, and other moments, but with cameras not there. Just 2 weeks ago, let me just show this clip. There was another moment like this, not just a scene losing a train of thought, but something else going on. Here he is at an event about immigration. He tries to introduce DHS Secretary Mayorkas, and there's some sort of glitch. I don't know what it is. Let's roll that tape.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way. But all kidding aside, Secretary Mayorkas.
I don't know what that was.
That doesn't trouble me at all, Jake.
Doesn't trouble him at all. He's one of the ones that were keeping stuff hidden from everybody. And, okay, here's the one. It has a weird ending to it. It's got Bruce Willis on the end of it. But anyway, I'm just reading some of the chats. Yeah, he sniffs whatever comes around him. But anyway, let me put this up. This is, remember, whenever you see Bob Woodward, he was recently had a tiff. Now, this is the end of the video that they put Bruce Willis there. But he had a tiff with Trump. Trump set with him because Bob Woodward let out some off-the-record tapes where Trump used the F word, and it was supposed to be agreed to that stuff was off the record, not to be released. You know, that is a big violation of journalistic ethics right there. your source or your interviewee cannot be comfortable around you in an off-the-record environment. But anyway, that was just a couple of days ago. Also remember, Woodward and Bernstein, this is Bob Woodward of the famous Washington Post bunch that was putting out relentless page after page after page against Nixon. But anyway, here he is admitting that they knew for at least a year and a half. BS on that. Also, very prominent for the last half a year. And I talked during this video. It may be too loud, my talking. But anyway, I'll go ahead and play it. Hopefully you all can hear it good.
A weekend of calls for him to bow to the race, sharp rebuttals from his supporters. We have some new reporting from Carl Bernstein, CNN political analyst and author and legendary journalist. So, Carl, according to the people you've been talking to, what do you?
Well, these are people, several of them, who are very close to President Biden, who love him, have supported him, have been among them are some people who have raised a lot of money for him. And they are adamant that what we saw the other night, the Biden we saw, is not a one-off, that they're...
Yeah, and James Carville said that, we love you, and Nancy Pelosi said that, and a bunch of other people. They start off with that. Now they're admitting that they've known for a while.
There have been 15, 20 occasions in the last year and a half when the president has appeared somewhat as he did in that horror show that we witnessed. And what's so significant is the people that this is coming from, and also how many people around the president are of such incidents, including some reporters, incidentally, who have witnessed some of it. But here we see tonight, as these people say, President Biden at his absolute best, and yet these people who have supported him, campaigned for him, see him often, say that in the last 6 months particularly, there has been a marked incidence of decline and physical infirmity.
What I wonder about...
So they've known for at least a half a year that he was out of it. Past non-compos mentis.
Is the people who are working with him at Camp David, allegedly in this intensive debate prep, if there were concerns there about this, and I don't know if you have got any word about that, but how anybody involved in that debate prep, I mean, didn't anybody see something?
Well, the debate prep was supervised by Ron Klain, who has been with President Biden for many years. And people I've talked to have all been to Ron Klain in the last year. We have a problem. We have a problem such as we saw.
Now, I stopped it because you'll hear that name, Ron Klain, again. It's either K-L-I-E-N or K-L-E-I-N. I can't remember. But he's presumably the second most powerful person right now in the Democratic Party next to Obama. I think you'll hear that again. And also, this is Bernstein, not Woodward. This is Bernstein from the anti-Nixon operation. And yes, Gary, he did say horror show. It was a horror show. Let me cut my mic off and play it again.
The other night, that they're...
So everybody knew about it, including you, Bob Woodward, for at least a year and a half, truth be told, probably the last 4 years. But keep in mind, Bob Woodward spearheaded the Woodward-Bernstein operation against Richard M. Nixon, okay? And don't tell me that's not a C.I.A. operation. And also remember, Anderson Cooper came off the farm, C.I.A.
There have been numerous instances where the president has lost his train of thought, can't pick it up again. There was a razor, which he started at the podium, and then he became very stiff reporting the people there as if it were almost a kind of rigor mortis.
This was reported allegedly in June of 2020.
This was this was a year ago almost exactly at the old Four Seasons restaurant on Park Avenue. And he became very stiff and a chair had to be brought for him to do the latter part of the event. I think that what these folks are saying and have been saying for a while is, yes, he's great when we as we have tonight, but he also has these inexplicable moments that we are very concerned about, and you, Ron Klain, and the family, we need to talk about this and then pushed back whenever it's been brought up.
And welcome to the party.
I don't know why they put Bruce Willis at the end, but yes, they do wear purple ties. I saw that, or purple garments somewhere because it's a color revolution. Color revolution. Biden was basically paralyzed, and they had to get a chair for him. And he said that was a year ago. Yeah, they put the scene from Die Hard him. So, and he mentioned that Klein, whatever, half a dozen times? Here's something that popped up on my notifications. This is photos I took 2 years ago today. Screen grabs I took 2 years ago today. Y'all want to see them? It's only 3 of them. And I guess it's some kind of program where they get your pictures from 2 years ago today, and they play music and show your pictures, like, so you can go down memory lane. Go down memory lane with me and see what I took screen grabs of 2 years ago today. I forgot all about. That's all I did was 3. I forgot all about the. I can't breathe. But anyway, this is Trump walking to the Capitol after his speech. As everybody knows, it was 20 minutes to a half hour away from where he was, and the action was already going down. So. And the first one was when they were getting ready to charge him. I got that screenshot where Trump just gives him a one of these, as they say in New York. I give you one of these, and the other one was the I can't breathe. So here's a good meme I found today right here. What do you mean it's over? And Barack pulling the plug. But really the one that's got to worry, and the one everybody's pointing their finger at, is Jill. They're blaming it all on Jill. And so she's the one that's got to worry about her plug getting pulled. But let me see here. I got this one. Here we go. Bill O'Reilly. He's the one that put out a statement that family had decided for Joe to step down, and all they had to do was announce a replacement. But this is what Bill is saying. What happened that changed that? I'll go ahead and cut my mic off and play it.
He was already pounding the drum that Biden's staying in the race. That's not true. Okay, that's what the media has been told to say. And they're saying it. The 2 most powerful Democrats now in the country, who are basically to make this call are former President Barack Obama and former Biden Chief of Staff Ron Klain. They are the two most powerful people inside the Democratic Party by far. All right, both those men know Biden cannot defeat Trump in November. Can't. They know that. So they want to have him with dignity. The argument is, Joe, if say you're not going to run again, you'll go out on a high note with dignity, country first. If you stay in, you'll enable the devil Donald Trump to win. Your choice. And everyone inside the Democratic power structure felt that Biden would take the noble way out. But he didn't. Jill Biden. Fascinating story. Fascinating story. She is the third most powerful Democrat in the country because Joe Biden does everything his wife tells him to do. Everything. And so now, they're in an impasse. The party elders want and know Biden's going to go because if Biden stays, not only is he going to lose to Trump, the Democrats will lose the Senate. They're already assured of losing the House. They'll lose the Senate. And then Trump would have a full field to do whatever he wanted to do.
You heard that last part. That's what's got him scared. If Trump, the House is lost, according to Bill O'Reilly, the Senate will go if Joe stays and Trump gets in, he'll do whatever he wants. And that's what's got them terrified. And here's one. Now, these videos I got off of Truth Social, and I'm telling you, I clips off of YouTube. They're really crisp. The sound is good. Get them off other platforms like Bumble, Truth, whatever. I'm telling you, somebody is making it hard to copy these things and hard to put them out. Now, this guy uses the word K-I-double-L. I couldn't get it out of there. It's going to play. I don't care. But this is his favorite story about Mr. T.
It's my number one favorite of all time. When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal, meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him that.
Yes.
Tell him what I said. Tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and did it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
So he's verifying the story that Trump likes to tell, but he actually has firsthand knowledge of it. So, I tried to hit the mic while that was playing to get that word out of there, but couldn't do it. So we'll see what happens. Be careful in the chats, because I can get away with stuff one time sometimes. And other times I can't. So we'll see whether I get away with it or not. But anyway, let me go rolling through this stuff. Here's another. This is what I had put up 4 years ago. 4 years ago on the face and the page, or whatever you want to call it, book, page, whatever. We knew 4 years ago. This was one from their debates in 2019. We were making fun of how decrepit Joe was back then. But hey, these memes, they wear well. They wear well, just like this meme here. Yeah, remember this? Is this another deep fake? Time America decides, stand with Trump or fall with Biden. Pappy Two Bears, how you doing? So, yeah, they're getting feared. Here's something else I'll put up right here. Remember this guy talking about that place? And you guys misspell that stuff for me. GNNMO. Don't just put it in there for me to get in trouble. Come on now. I don't want to get myself all upset like I did the other night. Alex Soriosio vows to, quote, wipe Trump supporters from the face of the earth. Huh? That was back September 2023. Alex Soriosio has vowed to, quote, wipe Trump supporters from the face of the earth ahead of the 2024 presidential election in America. Look at that creep. Look at that soy boy. Look at this bunch of photos right here. Who all's he met with? Let's get real big. There we go. Oh, I see. Oh, my goodness. Zelensky, Chuck Schumer, Macron. Oh, no, that's, what's his face up there in Canada? Kamala. You guys know the faces. Oh, Wild Bill Clinton. How many people do you recognize? Speaking of GI and NTMO, right? Hi, Raven's Wings. You're not late. You're right on time. Here's some more. Recognize anybody? Yeah, just about everybody. And I'm sure there's tons more. Oh, there's Nancy Pelosi. So we know there's going to be a special place. They just said a special place for Soros. They didn't say whether it was Alex, George, or both. Okay? So get ready, Alex. You and Liz Cheney can share a bench. I was going to use this for a thumbnail right here. This person circled and holding this sign. A member of Antifa and then Fa. So you got 3 photos of him there. Andy No put this out. And there he is in his civilian clothes all the way on the right. Now, doesn't he just have written all over him basement, Cheetos, pizza rolls, Hot Pockets, and Mom, can I have another soda? I'm in the middle of trying to get the last boss on this game. And he goes around dressed up, intimidating people. And as his usual self, he couldn't open the door for himself. But anyway, Andy No, he didn't use the term RICO. But after 3 years of investigation involving raids that recovered secret encrypted messages and hidden weapons, San Diego prosecutors dismantled an Antifa cell for the first time anywhere in the U.S. Remember Jerry Nadler saying it was just a myth? Okay, that was all a myth. All 12 Southern California members were convicted. At sentencing, the remaining were sent to prison or jail. Judge Goldstein originally doubted if prosecutors could show Antifa organize as a group, but stated after seeing the evidence, I don't have any question that this organization exists. And so for this judge, what's his name? What's that judge's name? Goldstein. He was going through a little test there. He might not have known it or not, but there they are. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 of them. And that had to be a RICO statute. Let me see here. So if they're doing that in Southern California, we're getting somewhere. There they are. Some really nice members of society. There on the bottom left, I believe, is that blubber blob I showed you at the beginning. So what does this say? This says, Andy, no. At the end there it says, in fact, all 12 defendants related to the case were convicted. It's the first time in U.S. history that prosecutors have broken up an Antifa cell with a string of multiple convictions. So they're getting methods of operation. They're getting members, cell members. I'm sure the terms weren't as long as we'd like them to be. What's this one here? I got to say, this was back with the Sotomayor stuff. When you're dealing with simpletons, I reposted this on Truth, and I said, a conversation with a resident of Simpletonville. SCOTUS, you can't just throw your rival in prison because you don't like them. Democrats. So you're saying we can drop bombs on him? SCOTUS, you really can't even charge your rival with a crime because his presidency made you mad. Democrats, got it. So we can incinerate his house with him in it? SCOTUS, the Constitution protects officials from being terrorized with lawfare for official actions they undertook while in office. Democrats say, makes sense. So we can officially assassinate everyone we don't like. SCOTUS, prosecuting a politician because you don't like his politics would destroy our country, and we're not going to allow it. Democrats, roger that. So what you're saying is we're officially allowed to eliminate Trump in the Supreme Court as long as we like, say it's official and stuff. That's the way their brains are operating or failing to operate. Here's some news reports I got. I'm wondering about this because we haven't heard too many complaints about Gorsuch. They have relied on kicking Clarence Thomas and his wife around. They've relied on kicking Judge Alito and his wife around. But remember Chuck Schumer putting out a warning to a nasty crowd saying Gorsuch's name, you will reap the whirlwind. Remember all that? Well, they're coming back around to it. Neil Gorsuch leading revolution in Supreme Court ruling, an ex-prosecutor says. I didn't pull the article up. I don't care who he is. I'm sure there are people that are making a list and checking it twice, okay? 2 days ago, Justice Gorsuch recently celebrated the court's ruling to end the Chevron deference, a 40-year administrative law precedent. Yeah, that's where a bunch of faceless, nameless, unelected, damn bureaucrats can run around and regulate everybody's flipping lives. Not anymore. So, okay, that gets my antennas up. They're going after Gorsuch now. What's this one? Oh, Biden. Yeah, there he is. Bernstein, Carl Bernstein, Joe Biden. Sources close to Biden report marked incident of cognitive decline in the last 6 months. Bernstein. 6 months, nothing. He said, and you all heard it, a past year and a half, they're admitting 15 to 20 instances and a year ago where he was paralyzed and they had to bring a chair in because he couldn't function. So we've been dealing with this for well over a year and a half. Carl Bernstein reported that sources close to President Biden have witnessed 15 to 20 instances to demonstrate his cognitive, and I guess it said decline. But they put up there 6 months. See how they lie? Lies of omission. He said a year and a half, and you all heard it. This is stuff that came on my phone today. So these notifications kind of give me an idea of what type of narrative they're trying to push, how they're trying to build it, and what to look out for. New York Dem will introduce amendment to reverse Supreme Court immunity ruling. Good luck with that. Joe Morrell said Monday he will introduce the amendment. Yeah. Oh, that's the way it works. The Supreme Court makes a ruling on the Constitution, and you just pass some you have to introduce a constitutional amendment. Like we're going to get the majority of the states, what is it, 36 states or whatever, to say, yeah, we want to go prosecuting people. No, it ain't going to happen. But what this might be, because I've heard in the past, a constitutional convention. It's in the Constitution that we can have a constitutional convention. That governors and states can compel a convention to change the Constitution, okay? You don't have to have the Supreme Court involved, except for advice and stuff. You don't have to have Congress doing this and doing that. The states can call a convention if they get a quorum, if they get the necessary states involved. This might be getting people prepped to think in that way, where we take back our own country. How'd you like to be this dad here? Look what Jack Posobiec put up. Leftist college kid turns in dad, and then raises $200,000 on GoFundMe while his father serves prison time. Remember this story? He called the police on his own father because he's got not the father, the kid has got T, D, and then S. Leftist college kid turns in a J and then you know what, dad, then raises $200,000 on GoFundMe while his father served prison time in court. Guy cried as Jackson testified against him for 3 hours, with his son saying he had no regrets for turning his father in. And he was an adult living in his father's home. So he stabs his father in the back, and see how they operate? See how they reward people who betray others? They throw money at them. Here's one more meme from Joe Biden, if you haven't got this one yet, where they're planning out Joe's new face. Okay, not okay. That's right, Jerry. They can have constitutional assemblies, and they all meet together to just self-governance. Self-governance. So, let me see what we got here. Here, I'll get some of these little memes out of the way. Liberal in private jet upset as he looks down and sees all the cows causing climate change. I mean, we got to keep throwing these things out here, how ridiculous this construct is. I want to show you all something. Let me see let me find it. Something that made me sick. I'll pull it up in a minute, but Philip Schuler said, of course, the FBI staged J6 to blame Trumpers. No one does a real insurrection in such a half-assed way or deliberately in front of cameras. A real one, you do quietly at 4 a.m. in the guise of something legal, like an election. That's a good one. That's a good one to put out there. But I had a meme, a story. I wonder if I put it in here because it's a little touchy. How they got this kid, maybe I didn't, because, here it is. Yeah, I put it up. This climate change crapola that they're hawking on people. Here is a product. This is an ad on YouTube. My personal opinion is that the people that are behind this belong in jail. I could be wrong, but this looks like an underage person to me. This looks like somebody that I'm afraid for, that I feel they may be being psychologically abused, okay? That they may have somebody that is an adult and should know better. Either now or in the past when that person was definitely below the age of consent. Telling them dysphoric and crazy psychologically harmful things. Proudly trans and proudly fighting for his environment and local community. Meet Kayak. He, they. He has hope. And so should you. So that's a blend of the grants tender movement and the climate change hoax, where the alarmist business of if you don't do something to change, we're all going to die. And if you agree with the patriarchy and this and that, and do you really know what gender you are? Think about it. Consider that, they're pushing it on UTISL, and I guarantee you this bunch, Human Rights Campaign, is an NGO sponsored by Georgie Porgy, Soriosio. But you have all these highbrow liberals that fall right into it right here. Look at this jerk. Top climate official sees his home island bombarded by Hurricane Beryl. Well, let me tell you something. This guy's got coastal property. It's probably worth millions. He's probably worth millions for being what? A government bureaucrat mouthpiece, okay? And yeah, islands out in the tropics or wherever they are get bad storms and hurricanes. And, use that to get people like this afraid, to get people like this to live in fear and to argue with their relatives and to walk down some crazy dysphoric path that chances are will destroy their lives. So that's just one of my personal peeves. It really makes me mad. So anyway, here's a letter from Judge Mercan. Right here. See? I got his signature in case y'all want to, if y'all get a bad check from him, you'll make sure it's his signature. The July 11th, 2024 sentencing date is therefore vacated. The court's decision will be rendered off calendar on September 6th. And the matter would be adjourned to September 18th at 10 a.m. for the imposition of sentence. Here's the key part. If such is still necessary, or other proceedings. Midas Trash Network put it out there. Excuse me, put it out there to make it seem like he was plowing ahead. He moved the date ahead and all this stuff, but he's still moving towards sentencing. The thumbnail says, so ordered. You look at how many so ordered, and all the liberals going, yay, a judge ordered. And of course, when the Supreme Court says so ordered, they go nuts. All right? But anyway, what this says is just what I said is the most important part of this little letter. If such is still necessary. Because he's in the hot seat. Why is he in the hot seat? Because of the Supreme Court decision. Trump moves to overturn Manhattan conviction, citing immunity decision. Former President Donald Trump took the action hours after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling granted him immunity for official acts committed in office. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to play Clarence Thomas. You will see a picture of Joe Biden during this statement by Clarence Thomas. I discussed the Woodward and Bernstein BS, how they were players back in the 70s. Now we're going back to 1991. Remember, Ted Kennedy is the one who took out Robert Bork. There's a thing they call borking. When you bork somebody. Well, Joe Biden tried to bork Clarence Thomas. That's in the history books. You'll see a picture of him, and Clarence Thomas, remember, tried to destroy his life. All right? He stood against him, and he told it like it was. And every kid in every school since 1991 should remember this statement by Clarence Thomas, and it should be shown in every classroom. I guarantee you 90% of the kids that have gone through school since this date, October 11th, 1991, doesn't even know this event occurred. But Joe Biden was behind it all. Let me go ahead and play it in its entirety, its history. Here we go.
Second, and I think more important point, I think that this today is a travesty. I think that it is disgusting. I think that this hearing should never occur in America. This is a case in which this sleaze, this dirt, was searched for by staffers of members of this committee, was then leaked to the media, committee, and this body validated it and displayed it at prime time for our entire. How would any member on this committee, any person in this room, or any person in this country would like to about him or her in this, or this dirt dredged up, and this gossip, and these lies displayed in this manner? How would any person like it? The Supreme Court is not worth it. No job is worth it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for my name, my family, my life, and my integrity. I think something is dreadfully wrong with this country when any person in this free country would be subjected to this. This is not a closed room. There was an FBI investigation. This is not an opportunity to talk about difficult matters privately or in a closed environment. Circus, it's a national disgrace. And from my standpoint, as a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who anyway deign to think for themselves. to do for themselves. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to old order, this is what will happen to you. Be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
Now put your pipe and smoke it, Joe, because you're the one who started that stuff. You're the ringleader. And so we're looking at 33 years ago. We're coming up on the 33rd anniversary of this disgrace, the travesty. And, that is the same methods they used on Robert Bork, the same campaigns and whispers and gossip and leaks that Bernstein and Woodward and Bernstein and the Washington Post used against Nixon. It's the same stuff they pulled on Thomas. It's the same thing they're doing to Trump, because they couldn't keep doing to presidents what they did to Kennedy and what they tried to do to Reagan. And we know all this. We lived through a lot of this stuff, and we know it. But these idealistic little ne'er-do-wells that are running around, they don't know. They don't know, but it's our job to teach them. Now here's Rachel Madcow. This is where I got my picture. She's giving up on Joe too. And I think she says she loves him too. You'll hear the word love a lot.
This is a president who has activated pro-Trump paramilitary groups that, wear insignia and T-shirts and hold placards celebrating literally right-wing death squads, right? This is a president who has talked about absolutely using the Justice Department to go after his rivals. This explicitly immunizes anything the president wants to do through the Justice Department, but all but explicitly justifies anything the president wants to do, full stop, to anyone. And that is as serious as it gets.
Oh, no, that's the one where she said there were right-wing death squads and Trump is organizing all these armed militias. I was waiting for her to say the people in the hills and the people coming out of the forest. I thought it was a different clip, but no, still it's the same old gaslighting rhetoric that's harmful to the country. I've got another clip here. Let me see. This one is where Joe Biden, this is just the last 12 seconds. The last 12 seconds of when he came out and tanned, right? Air quotes. They've ironed his face. He's using a teleprompter. They claimed he did not have a teleprompter, but he did. He did. And he still screwed up. You'll hear him say, end of quote, at the end of his quote of Sotomayor.
Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote.
So you could tell his brain wasn't working because he's reading things he's not supposed to read. And he's done that before. And if he's this far gone, where he can't come out and give a 4-minute address without doing something patently ridiculous. And this was, and to prove it, it's got Russian text in the narrative. Playing overseas. This is what they're playing overseas. This is the end of Biden's speech. They called it the cuckoo clock speech. The two doors in the back open up. Biden pops out like a cuckoo clock. Cuckoo, cuckoo, says a couple things, and he goes back in and the door's shut. But anyway, I turned the volume up, and the language is in English, so you should be able to understand the questions. They're point blank asking him, are you fit to serve? And other things. But this Russian media is showing their people what we got running our country.
You drop out of the race, President.
Why do the best Democrats beat Trump?
What makes you so confident you should be the president?
What advice
Cuckoo, back in his cuckoo house. Well, I have a couple of little clips I'll have to say because it's not playing good. The stream gets weak, and it wasn't that strong to begin with. But I'll have to save those. I'll put up a couple more things if you haven't got this one. This is Walter, comedian Jeff Burns' dummy, Joe Biden, Democrat Party's dummy. Their likeness is uncanny, and the irony is they're both puppets. Yeah, Trump doesn't need to get everybody together. You look up your own militia chapter. Matter of fact, they're required in like the Texas Constitution. You have to be ready, willing, and able. If you're a healthy male, you're supposed to be ready to answer a call as far as a militia. Okay. And this is another old meme going way back that's finding new life. Okay. So a lot of people are going to be seeing old memes that are just as good. Here you go. Democrats suddenly changed slogan. Orange man good. Again, that is a untampered with picture. I might as well get these out of the way because I got to clean my phone out. And this meme, look at me. I am the orange man now. So people are taking off with it. We're going to start passing around here. Here is the hoping that clip, a cleaner version of it, will be getting played around by Clarence Thomas to remind people and to educate people who weren't around back in the day. Joe Biden thought he would end him, but 30 plus years later, Clarence Thomas is getting the last laugh. Great day for America. Exactly. We're going to get people to understand what he went through. Here we go. Now, some of you all may know, I forgot which state this happened in. I think California. Update. Former CPD chief Celeste Murphy indicted on how many charges? 17 charges. There she is. Hi, Celeste. How are you doing? Let's see how you're doing here. Let me see. How are you doing? On Tuesday, a Hamilton County grand jury indicted Murphy on the following charges. One count of what? Illegal voter registration? You're kidding me. One count of false entries on official registration or election documents. What? 3 counts of false entries on governmental records. 3 counts of forgery, 3 counts of perjury, 6 counts of official misconduct. Let's see if one thing leads to another with this individual. Okay? Goodbye. Get out of here. Let me get her off the screen. Bye. Let me see. And then, if you're ever useless, just remember, the USA took 4 presidents, thousands of lives, trillions of dollars, and 20 years to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. You know, if anybody wants to say, and I might have made people mad, but if they want to ask Trump, what are you going to do about child care? $5 trillion, okay? You see up there, Wall Street Silver has it up there on the screen. The Iraq and Afghanistan war cost us a total of $5 trillion on our national debt. That's roughly $10,000 a piece, okay? If you were to convert that money to the COVID relief checks like they were giving out, it would come to about 10 grand. Well, it's somewhere buried in the sand. So anyway, let me see what everybody's doing in the chats. So anyway, this is Tuesday night. I think I'm right when I say that. Yeah, I haven't had anybody from the outside come in. That tells me that the videos are not being presented to others. I usually have somebody come in and try to stir up a little fun and games. If they do, fine, let them make comments. Don't get in conflicts with them. And I would to engage them. But if I don't get put out there to other people, if you haven't hit the like button or the thumbs down, please do so to help the video get around. It would be much appreciated. Here you go. People wondering about money, how we can make child care better, how we can help veterans better. Well, how about this? Los Angeles Dark Bridge, copper theft chaos. LA's iconic Ribbon of Light Bridge, dark after massive copper theft. Get this, people. The Ribbon of Light, all the wiring, everything has been stripped off. Guess how far? 7 miles. Totally stolen, totally gone. In this video, they have an official saying, well, and it's been gone for 6 months, a half a year. And they said, no, they're just waiting for us to put it back up because it's money in the bank for them. So we're not going to put it up because we know they're just going to steal it again. How the hell on a iconic public bridge can people get away with impunity, stripping out infrastructure, taking it in for scrap copper and get away with it? We're talking a lot of money. 7 miles? So, yeah. So we start with that. Maybe then we can have enough money to do other things people want. This is from Trump. Talking about how good he did the debate and how terrible Biden did. And in other words, there is a big gap for Crooked Joe to make up. And with his mind and memory completely shut and marbles in his mouth, that is not going to happen. That is Trump trying to keep them panicking so they'll make a move. And why panic? General Mike Flynn. No, they cannot stop what is coming. He's responding to the salty goat. I said it before. They're acting like a wounded animal that sees their end is near. It will get worse. but nothing they can do can stop what is coming. And General Flynn said, no, they cannot stop what is coming. What worries them? Them being the radical Marxist left. Here we go. Have another laugh. Statement reaches out to enemy nations, requesting they only attack between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Single songwriters putting up the price of copper if you want to go bridge. And they let you get away. Which is the only way that can happen, is that they let people do it. Copper is the poor man's silver. Silver is the poor man's gold. And don't forget the golden rule. Does anybody know what the golden rule is? I might save that for another broadcast. I'll give y'all a couple of minutes to see if y'all know what the golden rule is in politics. The golden rule in politics, which we're going to change. We're going to change the golden rule. Three felony charges, kids riding around on little scooters. No charges, a bunch of adults tearing up our monuments and spray painting things. That's the state of our business. Does anybody know what the golden rule is in politics? Dun, 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 boom, boom. Copper is the poor man's silver. Silver is the poor man's gold. And the golden rule is... No, that's the real golden rule, Roland. The golden rule of politics is the man with the gold makes the rules. But we're going to change that. We're going to change it right down to what Roland just said. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, I know my video player is not doing well, but what's going on here? Let me see. I got some more stuff. I guess I'll play it, but anyway. All the law reciprocity. Yeah, it is a lie, Roland. That's how Satan rolls. Everything that comes out of his mouth is lies. And Satan is running the show. Oh, anyway, I got a little quick clip to play for you all as I sign off. Thank you to my new subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please do hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, do me a favor and do it on your way out. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, Hilarious Stu, for helping sponsor tonight's program by going buy me a coffee. And I want to thank Gary and Mike and Bev and Tennessee and Todd and Lone Wolf. How many names did I see tonight that helped out? Roland's helped out the bass, and Camperman's helped out the bass, and Miss Mindersue. Everybody, I thank you so much. Final Cheese, how you doing? Whoever has it, you came in late and got it. All right, folks, enjoy this little short clip. I hope you all have a great night, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out. Want to play this? Okay.